There we go. Hello, hello. Are we on air? I think we are. I think we're live. Hi, everybody. Let me just fix this. Okay. So, hi. We're starting to get together. That's so nice. This is our English night. So, I hope everybody that's here with me tonight can understand. This is made because we have some people that are not from Greece or not Greeks, and also because our Greek friends, my Greek friends all over the world, have friends that are not Greek speaking. So I thought we would share some inspiration and maybe some magic and maybe some I don't know, some positive vibes around the world tonight. So until we get together, we normally do this every Tuesday. I think this is the Tuesday. Last week, Gina Devi was with us. It was fantastic. By the time we will, I will give us 5 minutes for everybody to get together. Meantime, you can just screenshot and share it on your social media. Invite other people to join us. I'm going to be here for the next half hour. I can take questions. We are live on my YouTube channel as well, Nancy Maleru. We're live here. So hopefully the gods of internet are going to be with us tonight. And every other god around the world is also going to be with us tonight, because what I want for everybody is to just have this half hour to recharge and have this half an hour to think, not necessarily positive, but think a different way. I think this is my biggest, my main motivation is to make people think something different, because I think once you change what you think, you will change how you feel, and that will change what you do, and that will change the result that you have in every aspect of your lives. Oh, I see my friend Joanna Duso is in. You should see this gal. You should follow this gal. She's amazing. The way she sings and she's on stage, absolutely amazing. If you have the chance, go and check her out, Joanna Duso. So, hi, Sophie. Hi, Victoria. Hi, Dori. Hi, Konstantinos. Hi, from Kavala. Sending all my love. Where are my friends from New York and Australia? We normally have them there. So please write, where are you following from? Where are you watching this from? It doesn't matter if it's in Greek. I can read both. Obviously, I'm Greek, obviously, so that's fine. So tonight, I will give us what? No, it will not give us more time, because we've got plenty of time. We're all together now. We're about more than 100 people, 150 people. I think it's going to be a lot more by the end. Oh, hi from Florence and Stuttgart. Hi, guys. I'm so happy you're all here. I'm so happy. So what I wanted to share with you tonight, and you know, this English version is for people that are not necessarily Greek. So maybe for you Greeks, this sounds a little bit familiar, but maybe not. Hi from London. Hi from Thessaloniki. Hi, guys. I'm super. Hey, Melbourne. Hi. I love seeing you guys from all this far. You know, it's typical. I have this half hour, and this half hour, it's definitely one of my closest people, my husband, my mom, that are going to call me. So she just called now. So it's great. Hi from Italy. Hi from Castoria. So, and from Peristeri. Hi, guys. So I was saying that maybe it sounds familiar to us Greek, but maybe it doesn't. So what I want to do is share some of this ancient Greek wisdom that we all take for granted here in Greece, and we're not very fond of maybe, and we think, it's a bit, you know, all this old stuff. But this old stuff, for me, it's so important, and for me, it has never been more relevant than right now in this pandemic with everything that's happening. And I think that right now, because we have this imposed lockdown and isolation, and because of all the noise that's gone down, you know, because we're not out there, we don't have the social noise, we don't have the I don't know, the going to work noise and everything else. It's a perfect opportunity to listen to ourselves. And listening to ourselves, it's one of the greatest things we can do, because when we do that, that's when we get philosophical. And I love this word, because philosophy It's being a friend of wisdom. That's what it means. It's philos, which is friend, and Sophia, which is wisdom. So philosophy is not just having the answers, but it's just looking for wisdom. And I think that the greatest source of wisdom lies within us. I really believe, hey, Vancouver, hey, Angelique from Vancouver. So I really believe that this big source of everything that we need is already inside of us. And the reason I'm so convinced is because we all, each and every one of us, has the power to self-heal. We have the power to produce new thoughts. We have the power to think and forgive and love. And I think these are some superpowers that we take for granted. And tonight, I just want to call you out and say, guys, this is the opportunity. This is the opportunity to reach within and look for all these fantastic skills that we have. And they go unused most of the times because we have not gotten into the habit of getting a little bit philosophical with ourselves. And there's great merit to getting philosophical. I think I've said it last week or the week before. Socrates believed that answering the big philosophical questions in life is not just, basically, it's definitely not something that we should leave to philosophers, but it's something that we should all do for ourselves. It's a right, it's a privilege, and it's our obligation to answer these big questions to ourselves, for ourselves, and from ourselves. So, you know that Aristotle said that 90%, 95% of what we are is the result of a habit. And this is a great bumper sticker. You will see it everywhere across the internet, the social media, even on cards. But I want us to think about what it means today, what it means in the pandemic, that 95% of who we are and what we do is really the result of habit. Because I believe it's a great opportunity now to revisit these habits of ours. And the biggest habit that we have is to think the same thing. We just think of the same thing. And imagine if all the great philosophers didn't think of different things. We wouldn't be far as a society. So I think that the greatest opportunity that we have now is to revisit some of these big thoughts, some of these big, how can I say, notions of life, and put a big question mark on all of them. And the question mark is, hi from the Netherlands, the question mark is, how can we get better in what we do? How can we get our mind to think bigger and brighter things? How can we get past fear and into love, into happiness, into productive, into something better than what we're used to? So this is a big question. Somebody's coming in. Hi, baby. So that was my son. When you're doing lives from home, your son is bound to come in. I wish he could come in and you guys could meet him. But anyway, so I want us all to think of the thing that you complain about most. That's what I want you to do tonight. I want you to think of the thing that you complain about most. It might be your husband, it might be your boss, it might be the weather, it might be that you can't go outside. Because the answers that you're looking for, the thing where you can get better, really, really better yourself, lies exactly in this complaint that you have. What is your most common complaint? I see everybody. Thank you so much. So what is your most common complaint? Like for me, I can share mine. The thing that I hear myself saying over and over, maybe to my son or maybe to my husband, is, you don't listen to me. How many times do I have to say this for you to listen to me? And then I realize that this is my caveat. Hi, Ola from Edinburgh. I don't know if Ola and Edinburgh go together, but yes. Hi, hi from the Netherlands. So what is the space for me to be better, to improve myself within this complaint that I have most of the times, that I am not heard? Because this is what I'm saying. Basically, I'm saying I'm not heard. I'm speaking and nobody pays attention. So is it that I need more attention? Is it that I need to express myself a different way? Is it that I need to put some better communication lines through, or some boundaries better? There is something in that. Somebody says my to-do list never seems to end. That's my biggest complaint. Great. So this is where I want you to answer this question. Okay, what can I do today that will make me complain about this less tomorrow? What can I do today that will make me complain about the same thing less tomorrow? So this is the big question for you tonight. And I think if our intention stays with and focuses upon this complaining less just for a week, I think, no, I am sure that if for one whole week, that's 7 whole days, you put your energy and you put your focus into complaining a little less by becoming a little better at the thing that makes you mad, that drives you crazy, then I think your life is about to get a whole lot better. And you don't even realize it until you do it. So it sounds so easy. It's not that easy, because a whole week, it's a whole week. It's a long time. And all the triggers are still going to be there. But that's the thing with the triggers. I think if you realize what the trigger is, then you can manage it. Then you can give a different response. And I think this is the biggest challenge, when you get into this spiral of either complaint or judgment or feeling abandoned or having this cabin fever feeling right now that you're locked down and you feel like you're drowning. Whatever it is, you can just block this pattern by interfering this question. What can I do? One little thing that I can do today that will make me complain less about the same thing, the same issue, complain less tomorrow. So for my laughing picnics, she said, well, she found the answer. She says to shorten to-do list and be realistic about what I can do in one day. Yes, that's it. So I believe everybody has the answer. Now, Nicola says here, stop nagging. Actually, I don't think you should stop nagging. If you've heard me other times, or if you have been in one of the calls that I've been constantly these days with companies and corporations, trying to uplift the spirits of all the people still working out there from home, I am a big fan of these nagging parties. That's a party where you can all get together, 5 friends or frenemies, I don't know. And what you're supposed to do is just give yourself permission for 1 whole minute, or if you need 2 minutes, or if you need 5 minutes, but set the time up front and give yourself permission to just nag and complain and say everything that's wrong with your husband, your boss, everything. Just put it all out there. And the other person has only one job to do, and that is to not say anything, but just do this. Don't solve the problem. Don't offer your opinion. Do not say, yes, you're right. Just let these people be heard. Just let yourself be heard. And then do the same for the other person. Just let them speak and be there for them. Now, I see a lot of, it's hard. It's hard to speak for a minute or 2 minutes or 3 minutes. And it's hard. It's even harder to listen for 2 or 3 or 4 minutes. So I dare you, try it. 1 week, that's it. You get out of your system, and then you can go back to work. Then you can go back to being a mom, back to whatever it is that you want to be doing, because you don't want to be finding yourself caught up in this spiral of complaining and feeling horrible and can't, without being able to control it. So this is the way to just interfere with this pattern, stop it, and, make it turn the other way around. Now, somebody says here, I can't overcome a breakup, and the way he did it. Okay, I hear a lot these days. A lot of people are breaking up, and it's not a big surprise to me, unfortunately. Hi from sunny Zurich. So here's the thing with the breakups. Okay, because there are 2 things here. The one thing is that he broke up with you, and the other is the way he did it. So I would suggest that you just completely disregard the way he did it. It doesn't matter. For me, the way he did it is probably horrible, yes, But for me, it's like asking if somebody, if somebody drowns, God forbid, asking the question, was it deep or shallow? I don't care. If I lose somebody, God forbid, I don't care if it's shallow or if it's in the deep waters. That's not important. So move away from the way we did it. He did it, because this is just your ego speaking. Like, oh, you should do it over the phone. He shouldn't do it with a poster. He should do it over the social media. There's not a win-win situation with that. There's no way that you can break up with somebody and everybody's happy. A breakup is an end, and an end is mostly not a happy time for somebody in the room. So please get over that, okay? And just give yourself some time to, to stay with the loss and acknowledge the loss, because obviously for you it's a loss, and stay with that. And then when that time is over, and again, time it and give yourself, I don't know, 1 week, 1 month, 5 minutes, whatever it is. Give yourself this specific time for you to just cry and listen to love songs that you heard together, and I don't know, maybe burn his pictures, whatever it is you're going to do. And then after this time is over, just move on and prepare your next move. And your next move is not necessarily that you're going to go out and get the next guy, but prepare the next move, because the only way to move from loss to evolution is by action, and any kind of loss. That goes for any kind of loss. So if you lose your job, again, God forbid, if you lose a person that you love, if you lose your status quo, if you lose the way your life was, or your what Gina said, yes, I will get to that. Very, very good. So if you lose anything, the only solution, the only option you have, well, basically you always have 3 options. I've said that often. You have the one you're doing right now, the complete opposite that you would never, ever, ever do, and everything in the middle. So see where you're at now, because probably what you're doing now is denial, or it's, this freezing thing. You're frozen and you don't know what to do, and you're just staying there. And when you're staying there, you're sitting duck. You're a target. You're not in a good place, because you do not have control over your life. So what I want you to do is what Gina said. Yes, that's great. A lot of people have said it before Gina. She says it fantastically, though, by her book, Gina DeVee, that is, this is happening for me and not to me. There's another thing that you can say to yourself that will help you, that sometimes God or the universe or whoever will move people out of your way so you can get to where you're supposed to get. So what I want you to do is think that this person was moved out of the way because you have places to go and people to meet. And this is not the end. This is just the beginning. And I know it hurts now, but think this thought. It will be over. Everything has an end. Nothing lasts forever. Positive, negative, blissful, horrible, everything will come to an end and will be followed by the next thing. So just hold your horses, hang in there, and things are going to look up the minute you start practicing for your next move and planning for your next move, and seeing small little opportunities. And again, asking this big question, what is it that I can do today? One small little change that myself will thank me for tomorrow. So this is, I was saying before that I like ancient Greeks, that I like going back to them. And I mentioned Aristotle, which is one of my favorites, obviously not just mine, but I think my biggest favorite is always Socrates, because he was the underdog. He didn't come from a good family. He was not rich. He was definitely not handsome. He was famous for not being handsome. And yet, here we are, still contemplating and questioning things and reading about the things that he said. So a lot of times people ask me what books I read. And people think that I spend my whole day reading self-improvement books and doing this kind of exercises. And the truth is that I'm not. I love these books. I've read tons of them. And I love reading the newest things like Gina's book or I know Marie Forleo's book. They're out there. But I also love two things. I love going back to the classics, and that's literature. And I also love going back to the classics, but our classics, the ancient Greeks, because I think, and that was, I wrote an article recently for Athens Insider, and I was saying a story. When I was 18, when I turned 18, I was a party animal. I mean, everybody who knew me back then can testify to that. I loved going out and partying, and it was fantastic. I had the best time. And when I turned 18, my sister, she gave me a present, right? So I opened up the present, and I mean, it was big like that, and I was so excited, and it was heavy. I thought, oh my God, what is that? And I opened it up, and is all the works of Plato. And I was bombed. I was like, have you met me? Why? What am I going to do with all the works of Plato? And she also was bombed because she had put a lot of thought into it. And she said, but Nancy, it's not just the translation, it's also the original text. I'm like, oh really, the original text? I mean, I had no idea why or how, when would I ever read the original text of Plato? And it doesn't matter if you're Greek or not, this is not fun if you're not into it. And at 18 I was not into it. Well, it was not a good time for me and my sister exchanging presents, but I have to say, to this day, this book is sitting with me, and these books actually, they are sitting with me, and I go to them very often. And this has been one of the, I don't know, worst judgments of my life, when I judge this present as a not good enough present. And this present has stayed with me forever. I mean, I have moved countries since then. I have changed lives, professions, boyfriends. I got married. I have a son. And these books are still there and are still relevant and are still there for me. So if you want to go for some wisdom, I would suggest not to look, to Google these quotes on internet, but just to read a small piece of Plato once in a while. And they're fantastic pieces. One of my favorites is the Apology. And the Apology is the story of, is what Socrates said when he was sentenced to either, well, he had the choice. I don't know if you know the story. As I said, Socrates was very annoying to his peers, and because he was speaking the truth, so he was condemned, and he had the choice to flee the country, well, not the country, but Athens, or to just die, to drink poison and die. And he chose that. So if you want to read one piece that will make you rethink about what is important, what is important to you, what the values that you have really mean, I would suggest you start with the Apology of Socrates. Because if this doesn't move you, people, I don't know what will. And I wish that my sister, she is amazing. She analyzes, I mean, she gives speeches for all these ancient Greek notions. And I was in one of her talks about the Apology of Socrates. And seriously, we were in tears because this is such a moving thing. So I want to call everybody out there to go. You can find the Apology. You can find it on Amazon. You can find small pieces on the internet. But just sit down and read, and then bring this to your life and ask yourself, what would you do? What would you do? How would you react? Why? What would you do if that was your son? How would you react? Because we are in a lockdown and we think that that's the worst that will ever happen to us. And I seriously dare you not to think that. This is a parenthesis. And I hope none of you has lost people or has people in danger. My thoughts and my heart goes out every day to everybody that is, is hurt or is working at these times. But anybody else that doesn't have this problem, come on, people, let's take the opportunity and do something better with ourselves, something bigger, something brighter. And if you want to start somewhere, start by asking the big questions the way our ancestors did. And if you don't know how, just Google them. Everything is out there. If you need extra 10 minutes, just look on your screen time. You'll find extra 10 minutes. And there are so many accounts that you can follow that are better than just check my bag or check my this or check my that. No offense to any kind of, I don't know, anybody else out there. Bags are great. I know, shoes are great. Everything's great. But really, please just sit with yourself a little bit and ask big questions and ask them the way Socrates would do. And imagine that you have the opportunity to take a walk with this guy or with whoever your favorite is and ask him things and think, what is it that you would ask Socrates if you had an hour with him, or Aristotle or Plato? What would you ask them? And then sit down and write the possible answer. Because I believe that the answer that Plato would give you, or Aristotle would give you, or Socrates would give you, I believe that's already inside of you. So I dare you to sit down tonight and ask these questions. And I am so sure, so sure, you will find all the answers. So I see somebody from Bella Nancy Bacini, Anna, and that's from Yanitza. I love it. I love it. It's like everything from everywhere, everybody from everywhere. So somebody says here, oh, that's my friend, my Healthy Greek Life. So guys, if you're not following my Healthy Greek Life, follow her. She's amazing. She has done the way you should, whatever you put in your stomach, whatever you eat, she knows how to stop you from overeating. And she's from Crete, and she knows how to make this amazing, I don't know, smoothies and things and that. She's fantastic. She knows all these things. So she's saying, I'm doing something better. I'm listening to you. Oh my God, that's so cute. Follow her, my Healthy Greek Life. She is really amazing. She is my guide to whatever I eat or I want to prepare for my kids. So for the people asking me in Greek, if I'm going to upload yesterday's video, yes, we are going to upload everything, this video as well. Give us some time. We're on lockdown. I need to do my puzzle once in a while, right? So Socrates, Nicola said, Socrates and Plato nailed it. Yes, they did. So one last thing. There's a lot of people that ask me why I am doing this in English. And I want to invite you all to just share this video in English, because I think that we Greeks, we have a little bit of a complex, because we speak this language that nobody else speaks, which is fabulous. And by the way, our language is the basis of so many other languages, and I love it. So I think that by speaking and by putting our thoughts as Greeks out there in English, I think we're serving the world. And I know this might sound like, ooh, what does she think she's doing? Who does she think she is? But I really think that we Greeks ought to be getting out there more often in English, because I think the wisdom that lies within this country and this nation, I think everything that we've been through is actually a wisdom worth sharing with the world, because we can help, we can enlighten, we can guide, and we can do that. And we have it in our DNA, and we can do that not because we're Greeks, but because everybody is who they are. And Greek or non-Greek or English or whatever the language is, nothing should stop you guys from doing what you think is best. So my mission is to touch as many people as possible out there, to just give them a little bit of stardust for their life, to give them a little bit of motivation to get better results, to do their business, to make more money, to find the person they want. And if I can do that across the world, then that's what I want to do. And I urge you to do it too. For all the Greeks in here, start doing